Hello Scorpio. This is Inspire 2016 with your monthly tarot reading for the month of September 2016. The first card for you is representing your condition at present. Your card is the Five of Swords. You may feel that situations are not as good as you expected. Be careful of too high self-confidence. Generally, if you get this card, you are not suitable for being subordinate, as you have big ego and self-confidence, which may easily cause conflicts with others. There is a chance to get into conflict with your senior. You may be ashamed and disgraced. For work, be careful of getting into conflicts with your boss. You should be more obedient and humble during this time. For finance, you may have incoming expenses and financial problem. Be careful of being cheated. If you have a lover, you may get into dispute. Do not be too proud of yourself. If you are single, you will be disappointed, or denied, or end your relationship as your elderly do not agree with. This card sees you engaging in conflict or finding yourself disagreeing with others, leading to tension and hostility. Despite thinking you have won, you may still end up the loser because you have hurt or annoyed others and have subsequently isolated yourself. You try to pick up the pieces and act as if the conflict is now in the past, but others have now lost faith in you and do not want to be around you. This might be one of those times when it feels like everyone is against you and you may lose some friends along the way. You will need to make a decision about whether your point of view is so important to you that it is okay to put your relationship with others in jeopardy, or whether you can compromise and try to see eye to eye with others. The Five of Swords can also represent conquest. If you have been aggressive in your struggles, then you will soon accomplish your objectives. However, if you have been passive, you may need to compromise on your personal interests, giving in to the wishes of the opposing force. You will feel that there are more obstacles ahead, and you will not want to face the ordeal you know you must if you are to have what you want or the way you want it. Overall, you are in for a struggle and there is more work or problems ahead than you are aware of now. Things will not go as well as they should, and you will have conflicts or clashes of will with others. Thus, the Five of Swords is a card representing ambition, but in the negative sense. Too much ambition without regard to the consequences to yourself or others results ultimately in a situation of loss for everyone. You may be represented either by the callous winner or the dejected losers. In any case, there is a negative connotation. If your focus is solely on winning your goals at any cost, you will eventually discover to your own dismay that the price of winning may not have been worth the reward. Arrogance and pride often go hand in hand with a difficult triumph such as this, and you must be careful not to think you are invincible. You have overcome a challenge, and you have the right to feel proud, but know that there will be other rivals to face and that some of them will eventually defeat you. Boasting to others that you are invincible is an invitation for someone to prove you wrong. If your victory was won through cheating or unethical conduct, beware of an attempt at vengeance. The Five of Swords can relate to a betrayal or sneak attack by someone you trust and do not suspect as your enemy. There may be an unfaithful partner or a jealous person in your life who is sabotaging you behind your back. Look to other court cards in the reading to understand who may be working against you. You must be very careful whom you trust at this point in time because you are vulnerable to attack and gossip. The advice of the Five of Swords is to pick your battles. You may be tempted to fight every conflict to ensure you get your way, to prove that you are right, or to defend yourself when you are feeling challenged or threatened by another person. However, most experts agree, choosing your battles wisely is a much better way of life than battling out every disagreement. Not only will picking your battles lead to a more peaceful existence, It is also more likely to strengthen your interpersonal relationships. The second card for you is representing the immediate challenge or problem that you'll be facing. Your card is the World. There will be a change in your life no matter whether you will like it or not. Such change is not quite bad. You should only stay calm to encounter with the change. For work, if you have worked for a long time, you will make a progress. You may get a new job or get promoted to a new position at work. For love, if you are single, you should travel to increase your opportunity in love. If you have a lover and do not adjust to each other, you may face with trouble. Try to keep cool during this time. This card suggests that you are trying to achieve completion in your life, but you may not be taking all the steps necessary to achieve your goals. There is a tendency to take the easiest or quickest path to attain your goal, but often this does not lead to the outcome you had originally intended. Instead, through facing up to the challenges along the way, you will learn and grow exponentially and will feel such an amazing sense of achievement when you finally make it to your goal. So, do not be afraid to set yourself stretch goals, even if it means enduring hardships or challenges along the way. This will make victory even sweeter. The World can also indicate a time when you are close to reaching completion, but for whatever reason, you lose focus and slack off right at the end. You only have a short way to go, so why lose focus now? Re-energize yourself and remind yourself how wonderful life will be when you have finally reached your goal. You may also be experiencing a lack of closure in your life, preventing you from embarking on the next journey or challenge. This card sometimes appears when a relationship suddenly comes to an end without explanation. The partner cannot make sense of what has happened and is struggling to come to terms with the end of the relationship. Things are left unsaid and people are left hanging, not knowing what to expect or where they stand. Sometimes, the World can indicate that desired change will be delayed and that more time and energy must be devoted to your project or life transition before you can experience the promised completion. This may feel very frustrating, but patience and perseverance will pay off in the end. You may feel stifled, even trapped, but do not give up. Keep on a steady course for now. The third card for you is representing your goal, aspiration or best outcome with regards to your situation. Your card is the Chariot. This card represents conquest, victory and overcoming opposition through your confidence and control. Any success will be a result of applying these factors to the situation. You will need to use the strength of your willpower to overcome any obstacles or challenges in your way. You may even find that by leveraging any opposing forces surrounding you at this time, you can use them to your advantage. You must be determined, self-disciplined, and hard-working. If you are, you will triumph over any difficulties or anyone who is trying to limit you. This struggle will ultimately make you stronger. You will be successful at pursuing your goals, so long as you maintain focus, determination and confidence in your abilities. You need to focus completely on the task at hand, get in the race and win it. You have to dominate and beat the competition. You must cultivate the ability to withstand the rigors of what is required. In fact, striving towards your goal can be as satisfying as attaining it. This is a time to be strong and in control. You must also draw upon your willpower and self-discipline. You may be wondering if you should pursue a plan or continue a project, but you will be driven to do so, and your perplexing dilemma will be resolved for the time being. The Chariot requires you to assert yourself and be bold. You may need to look after yourself at this time and be confident in expressing your needs and wants, otherwise you will not get your way. You need to have faith in yourself and know fundamentally who you are and what you stand for, thus building off the personal belief systems and values established through the Lovers card. Sometimes, the Chariot asks you to come to terms with your own aggressive impulses. Aggression is part of human nature, part of your innate survival mechanism. Aggression cannot be simply suppressed. To do so will only turn it inward on yourself, leaving it to manifest itself in the form of physical illness. Aggression can be very destructive, but it is also a powerful energy that can be channeled creatively. This is a time when you need to be the master of your emotions and curb any impulses or anger. You need to show who is the boss and achieve control of the situation, but this will also require you to be in control of yourself. The fourth card for you is representing issues from the past that have led to your current situation. Your card is the King of Wands. You may have initiated to do something new or have to be responsible for a new project. You may find that you have a lot of work to do than in the past. However, this is your chance to get promoted and salary increase. If you have your own business, you may be very busy, which means you are making more money. For finance, this is your uptrend graph. You will earn more money and thus have no more worry about your debts or expenses. For love, it may not be outstanding as you mostly spend time working. The King of Wands looks forward to challenges because he enjoys the natural rush of adrenaline associated with solving a difficult problem and coming to a solution that will benefit not just one person but many people. In the process, he not only rids himself of his own fear but that of others, by reassuring them that they shall all succeed. He is not all talk, either, and when the going gets tough, he is prepared to do the hard yards to see something through to the end. The King of Wands has a deep and innate respect for other people, and his compassion extends far. He knows how to bring out the best in others and to empower them to deliver his visions and goals, which he knows will be of benefit to the greater population. The King of Wands is an indication that you are someone who is very visionary and goal-oriented. You achieve a lot because you are very clear about your future direction and how you will get there. You do not waste your time on activities or relationships that you believe will lead nowhere. You never just go with the flow, instead you prefer to embark on a strong and direct course of action. The King of Wands reminds you to lead your life with intent, vision and a long-term view. Know that even though you are experiencing challenges now, this is just a part of your journey to something much more positive. Eventually, you will see this time as just a little blip on the radar and it will have simply served to make you stronger. Stay focused on your long-term goals. The appearance of the King of Wands also suggests that an opportunity is presenting itself to you, and you now have the power to accept the opportunity and take on the challenge. You are the determining factor in this situation, and circumstances will navigate in the direction you steer them. Indecision or doubt will not be appropriate responses when clarity and confidence are acquired. However, as you progress in this new role, it will begin to feel more comfortable. The fifth card for you is representing your subconscious realm, the underlying feelings and trends associated with your current situation. Your card is the Five of Wands. In the past, you may have had conflicts and disputes with others or people around you. For work, you may have been very tired as you had to solve many problems. If you have subordinates and are unsatisfied with their performance, you may feel like you have workload and the work may be delayed. Thus, be careful of getting into a conflict with your subordinates. If there is any problem, try to keep cool. Do not be impolite or scold them as they may feel disappointed. For finance, you may have had financial difficulty in the past and not have enough to spend extravagantly. This card indicates that you are in the midst of conflict, tension and competition, and it is impacting your ability to move forward with your goals. Rather than being able to work together with others, you are coming up against it and are constantly being challenged on your point of view. The trouble is that everyone is trying to express their point of view and opinions, but no one is listening, and so there is little progress. There is only conflict, and there is little or no value in the discussions that are occurring. Similarly, this card is representative of a group of people who are committed to an end, but they cannot fully agree on how to implement this goal, as each has their individual agenda as to how to bring this to fruition. Aim to turn this into constructive conflict by allowing each person to openly share their thoughts, but then listen to other people's thoughts. Once everyone has been heard and all opinions have been considered, determine the best path forward. The Five of Wands often points to competition where you are up against a number of people of similar quality or experience as you. You may not be used to having to compete with others just yet, as you have built your success on your own, but now it is time to truly experience what competition really means and requires. It is like the top student who excels at university, only to enter the workforce with a number of other high-performing individuals and is forced to compete for the top spot. Where there is competition, respect your opponent but stand up for your point of view. Fight the tendency towards frustration, anger, hate and prejudice. The Five of Wands also encourages diversity and differences of opinion. You may be in a situation where you are dealing with people from different cultures and backgrounds, and may be struggling with accepting their way of living. Know that each person has something unique to bring to the table and that you will actually benefit by learning more about them and what they have to offer. The Five of Wands encourages an enthusiastic approach to change. Change is coming, whether you like it or not. However, your challenge will be in ensuring that everyone is on the same page and is focused on dealing with this change constructively and positively. Currently, there is scattered energy resulting from misdirected enthusiasm. Everyone has many ideas, but no one is there to bring them into one consistent path forward. Your role may be in identifying a clear strategy and purpose that can be implemented by all involved. The sixth card for you is representing your immediate future. Your card is the Hanged Man. There will be a sign of loss. For work, you will have a chance to get a new job. Or you may feel very frustrated and stressed with the current working condition. Patience is very important for you during this time. For finance, you may have to spend money on something or you may lose something. Be careful not to enter into any guarantee during this time, as you may be in trouble later. For love, there will be a high chance to end relationship. You must be very careful of your sensitive emotion. Do not over-expect in anything, as you may be easily disappointed. It will make situation better if you let things go and lower your expectation. The Hanged Man reflects a need to suspend action, and as a result, a period of indecision may be indicated. Decisions or actions that need to be implemented will be postponed, even if, at the time, there is a sense of urgency to act. In fact, you may be much better off if you can stall on any decision-making and action-taking at this time in order to provide yourself with more time to reflect on the situation at hand and to consider the greater good. If you can buy yourself some more time or hold off on any further activities for a short period, then you may actually create a different, and better, outcome. This is a card that is all about suspension and waiting, and suggests that this may be just what you need to do in order to allow new possibilities to arise. Sometimes not acting will help to shed more light on what other options are available to you and will allow more attractive opportunities to emerge. The Hanged Man can sometimes reflect that you are feeling stuck or restricted in your life. You need to get in touch with why you are feeling this way, and work to release yourself from these restrictions. In this way, the Hanged Man is also about letting go. You need an emotional release from whatever it is that is leaving you feeling stuck. Accept and surrender to your present circumstances. You may need to become more vulnerable and open to different experiences, but this will help you end the struggle and give up your need for control. It is when you can really let go of all the worries and concerns that you have, that you find these concerns suddenly disappear and a new reality is possible. The Hanged Man represents the willingness to forsake the temptations of instant gratification for a higher cause, and because of this willing sacrifice he accomplishes the goals he has in his heart. He is like the ultimate martyr, putting his self-interest aside and giving up his personal needs for the greater good. Consider areas in your own life where you need to act in a more selfless manner, either for the benefit of others or for the fulfillment of your own deeper needs. On the flip side, you may need to assess your life for areas in which you are giving up too much to others at the expense of your own mental and spiritual well-being. Sometimes martyrdom can go too far. Similarly, the Hanged Man tells you that you should be willing to lose something lesser in order to fulfill a greater goal. This goal is likely to be spiritual and personal. An investment of time, energy, and/or money may have to be made in order to reach this higher level of attainment. You are devoted to the cause and are open and ready to take on the task in front of you, but first you need time to pause and consider. The seventh card for you is representing the advice for you, or what approach can be taken to address your current challenges. Your card is the Ten of Wands. There is a stressful situation. You may have to manage many problems at the same time which cause you exhausted. You may feel that you have to bear heavy burdens. However, during this time, you should be patient and try your hardest to solve the problems. It may seem difficult to control the situation to be as you expected. However, your own patience will help solving problems which look difficult to others, and things will be resolved positively at the end. This card represents the completion of a cycle, and thus with the Ten of Wands, you have reached the end of a cycle after a period of struggle. You are finally reaping your rewards after investing a lot of hard work and effort. You have fulfilled a creative venture, realized a dream, or accomplished a major goal, and now must deal with the consequences of that fulfillment. However, the Ten of Wands suggests that even with the achievement of your goal, there comes with it great responsibilities and commitments. While you have reached a point of completion, you are becoming starkly aware that you must now carry on with the responsibilities you have laid out for yourself, in order to ensure ongoing success. The trouble is, however, that these responsibilities may become too much to bear and you are struggling to let go. It is a bit like the business owner who creates a flourishing business but who is unprepared to delegate some of her responsibilities to the staff, and ends up working 70-80 hours a week. The inspiration and creativity that was associated with the initial goal or vision rapidly disappears, and everything becomes hard work all too quickly. Thus, it is incredibly important to let go of or delegate some of your responsibilities in order to free you up to still enjoy life. The Ten of Wands serves as a reminder of how much we take on in our lives and all the extra burdens and responsibilities we weigh ourselves down with. We take on so much, trying to do all the things that need to be done. Thus, this card asks you to stop and examine your current lifestyle or work. Assess which activities or tasks are really urgent or really important, particularly in relation to your broader goals. You may need to employ various time management or prioritization methods in order to determine where best to spend your time and which tasks you can drop. Your goal needs to be greater efficiency, whilst also freeing yourself up for rest and relaxation when you need it. This card can also mean that you are being oppressed by outside sources. You are overworked, overtired and overstimulated. You have more on your plate than you can possibly handle, and you have taken on too much at this point in time. In an effort to get to the finish line, you have found yourself overwhelmed with the extra responsibility and activity. You need to stop working so hard. If you cannot stop, then conserve your energy and pace yourself. When you are overcommitted, everything becomes a strain. The 8th card for you is representing the external influences that can be the people, energies or events which will affect the outcome of your situation and are beyond your control. Your card is the Wheel of Fortune. There will be some changes, especially in your society. During this time, you may find that things are getting on the right track. For work, you will get an opportunity from people around you, including your colleagues, who will support you to progress. If you have any problem, you can ask for help from people around you as well. For finance, you will get an unexpected financial luck from people around you or your friends. For love, it is not outstanding but not hopeless. If you find someone, you should take times to learn each other. This card refers to the fact that things tend to go in cycles. There are good times and there are bad times. Even if your external environment is difficult and challenging, there will come a time when this will ease off and you will be able to focus more on creating fun and frivolity. The lesson of the Wheel of Fortune is that you must accept that there are always ups and downs in life. If you were to have only good times, you would become less appreciative of what you have. Sometimes the bad times provide the contrast and perspective you need to be able to recognize how blessed you are when the good times come. So, when times are good, enjoy the benefits but do not become complacent because things can change. When times are bad, do not be discouraged because even when things seem their worst, it simply suggests that things can only get better. The Wheel of Fortune suggests that you should not simply stand still and accept what life hands you. You can take an active hand to try and remain on the upside of the wheel. When things are down, instead of waiting and hoping for things to get better, you can work actively towards improving your situation, thereby speeding up the recovery process. Finally, the wheel asks you to not become discouraged when faced with adversity. Adversity is a natural part of life and should be expected from time to time. The fact that bad times happen should not worry you. Accept them as natural and not necessarily indicative of problems. Instead, look for ways in which you can face and conquer the adversity. If it cannot be addressed, then that might be taken as a suggestion of a problem. The Wheel of Fortune suggests that there are external factors that are influencing your situation that may be unknown to you or outside of your control. It is as though the universe is just dishing up whatever it pleases at this time, and it can feel quite unpredictable and unnerving as a result, especially if you like being in control most of the time. This is one of the challenging aspects of the Wheel of Fortune, since no matter which way the Wheel of Fortune turns, it is impossible to try and change it. So, you might as well try to accept what is happening and adapt accordingly. If a crisis seems inevitable, recall that in every crisis lies opportunity. When you have been pushed in a new direction, know that every path leads somewhere, even if you do not know where it is. Such events are simply out of your control, and if you can accept that, then the ride gets a lot easier. If you struggle against the wheel, it will crush you. So just go with the flow. The Wheel of Fortune is about keeping optimistic and having faith in the universe that it will take care of the situation in the best way possible. You need to remain optimistic yourself, thinking positively and keeping as upbeat as possible. Through meditation and visualization, the Wheel of Fortune can assist and reinforce your intention to bring increased abundance, good fortune and prosperity into your life. This archetype allows your life to turn in more positive directions if you are willing to grow and expand. This is also a lucky time in life when you are sensing the action of fate and destiny working in your favor. You may even be witnessing miracles or a very fortunate series of events. The wheel represents karma and reminds you that what goes around comes around. In the upright position, you are likely to be at the positive end, but again, do not become complacent. You still need to act in ways that are fundamentally good to ensure that luck or positivity stays on your side. The ninth card for you is representing your hopes, wishes, dreams and fears. Your card is the Knight of Wands. During this time, you will feel very energetic, enthusiastic and lively. You may have some creative ideas at work. This is the right timing to do something new and expand your experiences. But a bad point is that you may have a short concentration span which may make you not succeed in doing anything. Thus, you had better make sure that you really need to do it before making any start. The Knight of Wands is an act first, think later type of guy. He is impatient and impulsive, with a love for action. The downside to the Knight of Wands is that while he is bursting with energy and enthusiasm, he has a tendency to rush into things without much consideration for the consequences of his actions. He sets off on his journey in haste and often fails to have a clear plan of attack, and this may negatively impact his chances of longer-term success. He is so focused on being the best and of fame and glory that he almost forgets to plan ahead and to keep sight of reality. The Knight of Wands can also come across as aggressive and overly ambitious. He is highly insistent even if others stand in his way, criticize him or challenge him. When you encounter the Knight of Wands in a reading, it is important that you start your creative projects with great enthusiasm and energy, but you also temper this with a well-rounded, realistic and balanced view along with a well-considered plan that takes into account any future consequences of your actions. You need to show ambition and move from where you are now to where you know you should be to increase your effectiveness in the world. There is nothing wrong with ambition if it is channeled in the right way. Be a pioneer and take calculated risks. The Knight of Wands may indicate an event that enters your life quickly and unexpectedly. Coupled with the Eight of Wands, you can expect to see a lot of change and action occurring around you, and you will no doubt be swept up by the restless, busy energy whether you like it or not. An important matter is likely to enter your life and demand your attention until it passes. Rather than resisting it, make the time to give it your full attention. Oftentimes, the Knight of Wands can indicate a hasty change of residence, job or other living arrangement. You need to be ready to react quickly and go with the flow, as resistance is useless. The last card for you is representing the outcome. Your card is the Six of Cups. Overall, you will have a fulfilled life. You will re-establish a happy and warm relationship with your family members. You will have a meeting with your old friends or even re-establish relationship with your ex-lover again. You tend to regain some of the old spark. Also, this is the time to come to an understanding with your family members or your friends, including your lover. If you ever have conflicts or separate from each other, you will revive your pleasant relationship again. For work, there will be no outstanding progress. You may be asked to correct your work or bring your finished work back for improvement again, which may take time and cause you get bored at work. Overall, this card is outstanding about happiness in the family and re-establishment of friendship with people around you. This is a card of childhood, nostalgia, naive happiness, and generosity. You want to return to the happy memories of your past, whether as a child, teenager or adult. Oftentimes, though, these memories are indeed a thing of the past and reflect aspects of your life that have since vanished. You may feel that the only way to connect to this happiness is to escape into the past where you can reflect on your happy and beautiful memories, instead of dealing with current challenges. This is fine if you are simply taking a walk down memory lane, but it is important that you live in the present and accept your current circumstances rather than always living in the past. Oftentimes, there is nothing wrong with looking back at the good times for inspiration when things are not going so well. In the midst of change and crisis, the Six of Cups suggests that looking back at what you have endured is a good way to assure yourself that, whatever trials lay ahead, you will meet them and you will overcome them as you overcame others. After losses such as those on the fives, the Six of Cups suggests that you need to take time out to heal, look back on the past and all the good that lies there. During this period of reflection, there is no need to focus on the negative. Instead, bring all of the positive energy from the past into your present and your future. The fallen cups are now full and upright again, but with blooming flowers that cannot be spilled or washed away. Now that you have looked back, the way forward will be clear and enlightening. The Six of Cups can represent a return to a familiar environment or to a childhood place. You may return to your hometown, to your parents' house, to your high school or even kindergarten. You could be going to a high school reunion or reconnecting with a childhood acquaintance. A teenage sweetheart or past lover may turn up again. Allow yourself positive, nostalgic memories of childhood, friends and family. If you can, spend time with younger people. The Six of Cups can also point to your inner child and suggests a need to experience childlike joy. The child you were still lives within you and must be cared for. This is often referred to as working with your inner child. People with persistent problems such as addiction, depression, troubled relationships and chronic dissatisfaction can transform their lives with inner child work and find a new joy and energy in living. The source of your problems may be in past events that are triggered in the present. We are made up of many parts and inside we still have the little child and adolescent we were with all of its experiences and feelings. This can lead to the inner child reacting strongly to certain experiences, situations and feelings in the present, based on experiences of the past. Working with your inner child and getting to know where these feelings come from can change that and enhance your choices in miraculous ways. When we are being playful, spontaneous, creative, intuitive and surrendering to the spiritual self, our genuine authentic self, who we know deep within us, our real self is being welcomed and encouraged to be present. The Six of Cups can also refer to children in your life. It can denote a pregnancy, birth or adoption, depending on the other cards in the reading. Or, it may indicate that you are about to spend more time with young children, playing, laughing and learning together. Children play a significant role in your present life, and can serve as great advisors. Children are good role models to follow when this card is present. They see the world as a completely perfect place and their hearts are open to experience the myriad pleasures of the world around them. Last but not least, the guidance card for you is the Chariot. You have done great work so far. However, you undoubtedly still have many priorities that you are balancing at this time. You may be called upon to keep control of more than one driving force at a time. Stay centered, strong, and determined. Remain steadfast in your sense of purpose, and don't allow other influences to steer you off course. You can accomplish far more than you realize. It's your moment to step into the spotlight. Drawing attention to yourself or your work can sometimes feel awkward, but it's absolutely essential at this time. Be genuine and optimistic in your interactions with people and the public, and your excitement for your goals will shine through and your confidence will increase. Our charioteer leads a team of 2 dragonflies. These magical creatures have the ability to go in any direction, and at amazing speeds. The fact that our charioteer is able to keep the dragonflies under control and headed in the right direction is a testament to her determination and skill. Additional meanings of this card: self-control, victory, celebrating what you have achieved, accomplishing your dreams, modes of transportation, work-related travel.
I hope that you enjoy everything, and if you like the reading, just please click subscribe and you will get instant notifications every time we publish a new video right to your YouTube. Thanks.